Nathan, just watched a great 8 rounds there with an old foe.
Yeah, Kent. So my dad was speaking to his mate round in his gym over at a training station, just for me to come in and do a little bit of training and stuff through the week. And my dad walked through into this bit by accident and seen Kent. Was speaking to him and said he'd be up for some sparring. So got 8 rounds with him then, and fantastic for me.
You know, he was always a breath of fresh air on the VIP shows. I think he fought about 3 or 4 times on our shows, plus I filmed him on a couple of other people's shows. Kid's got no fear, has he?
No.
Just come in and come in and come in, which he did for 8 rounds there against you. But I remember at the time when you fought him, I think it was only his 4th or 5th, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd had about 6 or 7, couple of wins, couple of knockouts. I think I boxed him on maybe my 4th fight. I think it was, yeah.
And we weren't too sure at the time, you know. I think he'd fought Charlie Schofield prior to that, and I don't think he got the win over Jay Farrell then.
No, he did. He beat Jay.
Had he beat Jay by then, had he? When he fought you?
No.
It was after you.
There was the fight after me.
Yeah. And then he went on to a really good run as a boxer. I think he won 3 out of his last 4. So
yeah.
He really became a good. But then suddenly he disappeared and he's back in his own world of the MMA.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's great for me, especially with the ring as well. It's a lot softer, isn't it? Than
I was going to say, I presume that must be draining on your legs in their little cage.
Yeah, it was. I think by like round 5, I felt like I'd done 8 rounds already. So I had to push and dig in a bit. But you know, he was just non-stop come forward, and they are a mad bunch, aren't they? The MMA fighters.
Well, he's doing a wrestling class now, isn't he?
Yeah. So
just done 8 rounds with you,
yeah,
and now he just popped into a wrestling class. But for you, very important though, because biggest fight of your life, or biggest fight so far.
Yeah.
Because you've got son of a boxing legend in Steve Collins Jr. A guy with, for you, because I don't think you've fought anyone really with a winning record yet. You know, you
beat Andres Ruiz.
Ah, yes, of course. But he was 0-1, wasn't he? 1-0, wasn't he?
1-0. But you know, he beat a good kid as well.
He did.
I think really, when I stick to me boxing and stuff and push hard, because I've been mixing things up a bit today. I was a little bit trying to get the fitness, trying to move a little bit more, especially because he was moving so much as well. So I had to pick my feet up. But in other spars, I've been really planting my feet and working off a strong jab and stuff. So I know in my ability, and I know deep down he can't beat me. So records or son of legends doesn't matter. I know I'm going in there.
It does matter. Maybe not to you.
I know, but I'm going in there, and I've got no fear because I know my training has just picked up massively. And you know, it's pushed me to train harder and to go in there with real fire and spike. Because in the past I haven't, because it's you know, when you're boxing gym, it is hard to get up for it, even so early on in my career. So I'm just glad I've got this meaningful fight to really show people.
You can't really manufacture fear. You know, fear has to be there for a reason, because you know that this kid could perhaps beat you on the day. Now, with 14 wins on his record, that's what you're 8-0, so almost as twice as many wins on his record as you've had fights.
Yeah.
So you know, and arguably his losses have come when he's come down in weight. When he's come down from, because he started his career as a cruiserweight, Steve Collins Jr. And then when he moved down to light, I think he's
boxed at light heavyweight.
Yeah, light heavyweight, and then and also super middleweight, I think, in his last couple of fights. So realistically, I think as a cruiserweight he's unbeaten. So he's moving back or coming back to a weight where he's had his most success.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother me really. He's a smaller fighter, cruiserweight. Who did he fight as a cruiser? It would be like the same record as me, really.
Yeah.
So you know, none of that to me head that he's unbeaten as a cruiserweight or not like that, because you know these are the people I've got to beat to make it in the boxing game. So I'm going in the most confidence I've ever been, because I know what I'm doing is right, and I'm you know, like I said before, the fire's there, and I'm just going in with the utmost confidence, and that he's a superstar. That's what I'm going in as. I can't go in think I'm just going to.
No, you can't apply there. You've got to give him the respect he deserves.
So I'm thinking that he's a superstar, and he's this great fighter in my head. So it gives me that oomph to really put on a performance, and not just for me as well, but just to show people that that the capability is there. Because in the past, only really the boxing purists can see what I've got. To other people, it's
as we said,
you know,
we mention it all the time. You've never been in, say, a hard fight. You've always made it look easy. The fight with Kent, as we said before, went on to give everyone a nightmare and loads of trouble. But on the night when I fought you, it was a nice, comfortable 54 win for you. Do you feel you've added a lot more to your game? We've seen you talk about it. Tommy spoke about your coach, about that sitting down on the shots and you know, just delivering that little bit more power.
Yeah, we've been working on a lot of stuff, especially in the spars previous to this. You know, I've been, because obviously I box a lot fluent, don't I? I like to move. Been not coming away from that, but just sometimes using a little bit of a high guard, and when I can get that counter shots off, I'm really putting the power into them, and I think that it's gonna pay dividends on the night.
So hopefully this is the first step to those big fights you want. But the best thing about this is topping the bill, mate.
Yeah.
Topping the bill at the Olympia.
Yeah, we'll keep to get more money out.
But it is, though, isn't it? It's what you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what, you know. You know, you're going. First of all, he's the guy who was the best opponent that you've been in with. No title on the line, just pride. 8 rounds. I think that proves that you're taking this serious now, and hopefully, you know, come through this, then there should be a title fight early next year.
Yeah, maybe. Just gotta get through this fight. Not thinking about anything else. Get through this fight. Put on the performance I know I can do. And get the win. I don't care if that's points or a knockout, whatever. If the knockout comes, it comes. If it's points, it's points. But I know in my boxing ability that he can't beat me. But I'm not going in there thinking that. In there thinking that.
You're a silly man if you did.
Yeah, going in there thinking he's the best fighter in the world, because that's what I'm doing to really get myself and drive towards doing good things.
Well, like I say, I always enjoy watching you, mate. You always put a little smile on my face. I really enjoyed watching that 8 rounds there. It was nice to catch up with Kent again, and I can see you leaving no stone unturned. And I presume I will be saying win number 9. Will it be win number 9?
Win number 9, yeah.
That's on November the 26th at the Olympia, topping the bill with a great undercard, mate.
Yeah, and you know what as well? It just gives people who want to come and watch it real excitement as well, because in the past people know obviously that you're going to get through these journeyman and stuff. It's a real good fight, isn't it? It's got a lot of
this is the one that's on paper says it's your hardest fight, but we've discussed it before. You fought Kent being one of them, and a couple of other guys that you fought that have actually gone on after you beat them to actually cause quite a few upsets. And so I think it puts into consideration those performances that you did against him, where we thought, oh, these are just walk in the parks for you. They weren't, but you actually made them look like walk in the parks.
Yeah.
So I think that's testament to your boxing skills, mate. So good luck for the 26th.
Thank you.
Like I say, hopefully I'll be speaking to you and saying 9-0.
Yeah, we
maybe even 1 KO.
Nice one, Lee.
Nathan, you take care, mate. Bye.